Hello and welcome to another beginner's guide to Pokémon Go. I am Trainer Weefs and today we're talking about friends and trading. Now I gotta start out with the bad news, which is that if you have a child account, then I'm afraid friends and trading will not be available to you. I suspect that this is because sending gifts sends out Pokestop data, and that's the kind of thing that is protected under various privacy laws around the world. If you want to know more, you can look up things like COPPA in the US or GDPR-K across Europe. That aside, let's get on with talking about friends. First up, how do you actually make friends in the game? Well, that is a new tab that's appeared under your avatar portrait. So from the main screen, click on your avatar portrait and you'll see friend in the top right corner. Under that is a big green button saying add friend. Hit that button and you will see your trainer code at the bottom and you will see a space to put in your friend's code at the top. Get your friend's code either from them in person or maybe online. Type it in, that will send a request over to the friend who then has to accept it. Hopefully you don't need to both trade codes, one person just needs to do it. Underneath your actual code you'll see a button marked share my trainer code. That will copy a nice text message into your clipboard or you can share it to other apps as well. It says, hey, let's be friends in Pokémon Go. Your other option, if you want to write your own message, is just to hit the text that says copy my trainer code. That will copy just the numbers and leave you plenty of space to write your own message. The great thing is, if your code happens to get out to people you don't like, or perhaps you published it in a YouTube video, you can always re-roll your code. There is a little circle with a arrow in the middle, in the bottom right corner. Hit that, it will completely get rid of your old code, send you a new one, and you no longer have to worry about your number getting out there. Your friends list is capped at 200 friends, which, yes, is a lot, but if you're raiding with different groups, maybe at home and at work, and then you have your internet friends on top of that, it does mount up quickly. You can remove friends and re-add them, and it won't lose your friendship for a while, but Niantic hasn't said exactly how long that will be, so we don't know if it's a matter of hours or more like weeks before you lose your friendship. Once you accept a friend request, or someone accepts your friend request, you become friends in the game at level 0. That doesn't actually get you anything except the ability to send gifts. However, as soon as one of you accepts a gift from the other, or you do one of various other interactions, you move up to level 1, which is good friends. That allows you to trade Pokemon. There are 4 ways to increase your friendship. 1, battling in a gym together. 2, battling in a raid together. 3, trading Pokemon together. And 4, opening a gift from one to the other. Not just sending it, the increase doesn't actually happen until you open a gift. Only 1 interaction per day actually increases your friendship, but that doesn't mean you can't send multiple gifts. Moving up to level 2 takes 7 days of interaction, and that doesn't have to be in a row, you can do 7 days across 10 days. Level 3 will take 30 days, and level 4, which is best friends, that will take 90 days of interactions. You do get XP when you go up a friendship level, and that, once you get to best friends, is actually a massive boost. This post from a Pokemon Go data miner, whose name I'm afraid to pronounce, but it looks like Trails. This shows what you get every time you move up a friendship. However, while you might expect that you get the XP for changing level as and when it happens, that's not technically the case. When you open your gift on the 7th day, or battle together, or raid together, you do get credit for the interaction, but the XP doesn't come through until you get the notification on your main screen. So if you're trying to use a lucky egg to improve that XP, you might have to do a little bit more work than just open up a bunch of gifts. You'll have to actually go back to the main screen and wait for those notifications to come through. So why would you want to actually work on friendships? Well, first of all, you get a damage bonus multiplier in raids and in battles. And the better friends you are, the higher the damage bonus, which may lead to more balls at the end, or at least a faster battle. This bonus is counted by looking at your top friend level in the group. So if you have a bunch of strangers and 1 good friend, you get the bonus that you would have for 1 good friend. Equally, if you're in a bunch of strangers and 5 good friends, you still only get the same bonus of 5 good friends. If you have 5 good friends and 1 best friend, completely ignores the good friends, and you get the bonus for your one best friend. If you're doing a raid battle with great friends, ultra friends, or best friends, you also get an extra Premier Ball with which to try and catch the raid boss at the end. So for great friends, you get 1 extra ball, for ultra friends, you get 2 extra balls, and if you fought with a best friend, you get 4 extra balls, which is amazing if you're part of a minority team, because instead of trying to catch with, say, 8 balls, you're already up to 12. Having friends in-game also allows for gifting. So you'll find now that when you spend Pokestops, you get these little triangle-y things that are gifts. You can't open them yourself, but you can give them to other players, and when the other players open them, not only do you become slightly better friends, you also get a bunch of items. These contain both common and uncommon drops from Pokestops, so you have a better chance of getting Ultra Balls, Great Balls, things like Max Revives that you would otherwise have to walk around loads to farm. When you're walking around to pick up gifts, you can only carry up to 5 in your bag at once, so it's in your best interest to keep churning through, give them out to your friends. But because gifts are marked with the Pokestop that you pick them up at, be careful who you give them to. If you have a lot of online friends that maybe you don't know that well, probably don't give them lots of gifts from the Pokestop that is right on top of your house. When it comes to receiving gifts, you can only open 20 gifts a day. So the way I do it is I'll go out, I'll do my battles and my raids and, see people the way I would normally. When I'm all done with going outside, I will open gifts from the people I haven't seen that day, because that way I get to maximize the number of people that I have interactions with. You also need to be aware that if you have an unopened gift sitting in your bag from someone else, they can't then send you another gift until you open it. So again, if you're trying to build up friendships with people overseas, maybe you're going traveling and you plan to trade later, keep churning those through and don't let them just sit there for weeks on end. Finally, if you have an open slot in your egg bag when you open a gift, there is a chance that the gift can give you a 7k Alolan egg, so that's the yellow eggs, and there is currently no other way to get those. Hatch the egg and you'll get an Alolan form of the Pokemon, so that could be like a white Meowth or a green Grimer, great for your collection. Both the Alolan egg and the Pokemon that hatches from it will be tagged with the location of the Pokestop that the gift came from, so again, be careful who you send those to. But on the other hand, getting Pokemon that you can trade from long distances away is great, and I'll talk about why in a minute. So trading, which is a thing I've been waiting for so long. You can trade with friends. As long as you're within 100 meters from each other, you can trade with someone who's on your friends list. So you can't go sticking your Pokemon in an envelope and wing them across the internet. You have to actually be together. Certain types of trade are considered special trades, and you can only do one of these per day. That includes legendaries, shinies, and Pokemon or Pokemon forms that you don't already have in your Pokedex. So when it comes to Pokemon forms, that will be things like Cast Form, if you're missing one of those, Unknown, which is particularly rare and has more than 26 forms, and Pikachu, Pichu, or Raichu with hats. Again, you can only do one special trade a day, so plan ahead if you're going to be traveling for meetups. New shinies and legendary Pokemon will, if you're only good friends, will cost 1 million Stardust per trader. So if someone's giving you a shiny legendary Pokemon, and in return you're giving them a Pidgey, they will still have to pay 1 million Stardust, as will you. So good luck finding someone willing to do that. If you work on your 90 days of interactions, you become best friends, and it'll only cost 40,000 each, which is far more doable. New Pokemon and new forms of Pokemon you don't already have, those start at 20,000 and will drop to 800 once you become best friends. Normal trades start at 100 dust to trade. Why would I even bother? But there are actually reasons to do that. Number 1, candy. If you just transfer your Pokemon to the professor, you only get 1 candy. If you trade them to a best friend, and your Pokemon are caught between 10 and 100 kilometers apart, you get 2 candy. If your Pokemon are caught over 100 kilometers apart, you can get 3 candy per trade. I've talked about Pokemon IVs in the past, and if you don't know what those are, check out my deep dive into Pokemon video, because that will talk more about all the stats and things that Pokemon have. IVs will change when you trade your Pokemon to other people. So don't go trading your 100% Pokemon. If someone's collecting 0% Pokemon, don't go trading those either because they will get re-rolled. If you become better friends, then the range that the Pokemon IVs will change does decrease, but you still can't guarantee that they'll be the same or even close. When it comes to special moves like those you get from community days or maybe legacy moves that were taken out so only the really old Pokemon have them, those should stay intact, so don't worry too much about trading those to other people. I talked earlier about Pokemon distance. Now, trading in friendship has actually added 3 new medals to your trainer screen. There is Idol, which counts the number of best friends you have. There is Gentleman, which counts the number of Pokemon you've traded. And then there's Pilot, which will look at the distance between all the Pokemon you've traded and add that up. To get the gold medal for Pilot, you need to trade Pokemon adding up to a distance of 1,000,000 kilometers. So that, again, is where the overseas Alolan Pokemon come in. Get loads of those. We probably all have a whole bunch of Meowth by now. Trade those internet friend Meowth to your local friends, and that should definitely help you get more points towards that medal. Of course, medals don't actually do anything, but it's nice to see all those gold sitting there in your trainer badge. I hope that helps you understand the friendship and trading system now in Pokemon Go. Let me know if you have any questions below. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next Beginner's Guide video. Goodbye!